We're coming to the end of the book of Hebrews, and the writer to the Hebrews is just kind of tying things up and encouraging the readers in their Christian living. And he focuses on love, which, as you know, should be the mark of a Christian. And he focuses on brotherly love first, then sexual love, and then he focuses on love of things. So he speaks about, obviously, the main, the Lord, when it was asked, what is the greatest commandment of the Lord, of the law? He replied, love of God and love of your neighbor. So we're not just to love God, but we're to love our neighbor. And so he reminds them, love one another like brothers. Remember the stranger. So he starts mentioning especially those who are in need. He starts talking about the corporal works of mercy, the stranger, the powerless, those who are in prison, those who are badly treated, and reminding them that these people also, as they're suffering, they also, the people he's writing to, had experienced these things. And so to have a special love for one another, a love for those in need. Then he goes on to sexual love, and he's talking about marriage. What is the correct context, the proper context for sexual relations within marriage? And so he's encouraged them to avoid fornication, sex before marriage. We should not be involved with sex before marriage. We should wait till we're married. And once we're married, only with our spouse, not going outside of that. So love of others, he speaks about first. And then he speaks about love of things. And he talks here about put greed out of your lives. Actually, the proper translation might be the love of money out of your lives. And so we can have a love of things and put that above people. And he's telling us, obviously, not to do that. In fact, we can connect this to yesterday's gospel, because yesterday's gospel, if you remember, Jesus sent out the disciples who were told not to take haversack and purse and etc., and he also commissioned them to heal and to cure. He gave them authority. And with this text here, the writer is saying, be content with whatever you have. God himself has said, I will not fail you or desert you. And so we can have confidence. With the Lord to help me, I fear nothing. What can man do to me? And so he is saying that the Lord will always come through. The Lord knows your needs. And this is what's shown when he sent out the 12 and when he sent out the 72. In each case, they were not using their own authority to heal the sick, to cast out demons. That was nothing of their own. It all came from God's power, God's authority. They had to rely on him. They had to rely on God's providence to have accommodation, to have food. Everything was relying on God, because he is the provider. He always provides for our needs. He knows what we truly need. And so we trust in him for our needs. The greatest need we have is for him. We are created for him. Here in the Eucharist, our greatest need is met.